watch market doesn't price watches fairly. It never has. Some pieces are quietly selling for far less than what they should, and most collectors don't even notice. Today, we're looking at 11 watches from $650 to $16,000 that completely break the pricing logic. And yes, even Rolex made this list. If you're about to spend your own money, this might save you from a very expensive mistake. And if you're into watches that blend heritage with horsepower, you're in the right place. The Seiko Prospex Alpinist, $652. If you're about to spend under $1,000 and want something that feels intentional, this is where things get interesting. The Seiko Alpinist SPB 121 carries real heritage, not marketing fluff. Originally built for Japanese mountaineers, and you can feel that purpose the moment it hits your wrist. That deep green sunburst dial. It doesn't just reflect light, it breathes with it. At 39.5 millimeters, it wears compact, but with enough presence to feel serious. Inside, you've got the 6R35, in-house 70-hour power reserve and built like a workhorse. Add 200 meters of water resistance and that internal rotating compass bezel, and suddenly, this isn't just a watch, it's a tool. For $652, this feels mispriced. If this said Swiss made, you'd be staring at $1,200 minimum. That's man math, but it checks out. The Citizen Series 8890, $1,400. This is one of those watches that suffers from a branding problem, not a product problem. The Series 8890 is what happens when a company known for quartz quietly builds a serious mechanical sports watch, and no one pays attention. That integrated bracelet flows like liquid steel, with sharp transitions that feel far more expensive than $1,400 suggests. The dial has this subtle texture, almost architectural, shifting depending on the light. At 40 millimeters, it sits clean and balanced. But here's the part collectors overlook: anti-magnetic resistance up to 200 Gauss. That's not just a spec, that's real-world reliability. Inside beats an in-house automatic caliber, solid and dependable. If this had a Swiss logo on the dial, you'd be comfortably above $3,000. Instead, it flies under the radar, quietly underpriced. And hey, if you're into watches that blend heritage with horsepower, from spring drive sorcery to twin barrel beasts, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You're in the right place. The Longines Flagship Heritage, $3,450. If you've ever wanted a dress watch that feels like it's been around longer than you have, this is it. That warm sunray blue dial, those applied silver tone indices, it's like stepping into a 1950s lounge with a glass of whiskey neat. At 38.5 millimeters, it wears exactly how a dress watch should, present but never loud. Inside, you've got a modified ETA automatic caliber L899, reliable, serviceable, and proven over decades. No drama, just consistency. The finishing here? Understated but precise. And that enamel-style dial glow under soft light. It's addictive. For $3,450, this sits in a strange gap. Too refined for entry-level, but ignored by people chasing hype. That's exactly why it's underpriced. This is for someone who values restraint. If you need flash, this isn't it. And hey, if any of the watches I've mentioned have sparked your interest, or if you're deep in a late-night grail hunt, I've got links in the description that go straight to exquisite timepieces who I'm proud to call our official sponsor. They're an authorized dealer for over 80 luxury watch brands, from Grand Seiko and Tudor to independents like Angelus and Ball. So you're browsing real inventory, backed by real manufacturer warranties with global shipping. And for viewers in the US, they offer free shipping on all orders over $1,000. I've personally bought from them, and I only partner with retailers I'd recommend to a fellow collector over coffee. You'll find the links in the description if you want to check them out. Alright, back to the chronos. The Grand Seiko SBGM 221 GMT, $5,400. Collectors don't always say this out loud, but finishing matters more than brand name once you've owned a few watches. And this is where that realization hits hard. That ivory dial is deceptively simple until the light catches it, then suddenly it's alive. The blued GMT hand glides across like a brushstroke. At 39.5 millimeters, it wears balanced, elegant, almost effortless. But the real magic is in the case. Zaratsu polishing so sharp, it doesn't reflect light, it slices it. Inside is the in-house Caliber 9S66 GMT, precise, robust, and built for travelers who actually move. At $5,400, this competes with watches twice the price in finishing alone. This is where the market gets it wrong. You're paying for craftsmanship, not branding. The Tudor Black Bay 58 Burgundy, $5,175. If you've ever looked at a Rolex and thought, I get it, but not at that price, this is your answer. The Tudor Black Bay 58 Burgundy delivers that vintage diver aesthetic, but with modern engineering where it counts. That deep red bezel, it's not loud, it's confident. At 39 millimeters, this is one of the most wearable divers on the market. Slim, balanced, and incredibly versatile. Inside, you've got the MT5400, METAS certified, anti-magnetic chronometer level accuracy. Translation, this thing is built, and you feel it. Bracelet tolerances, bezel action, overall solidity, it's all there. At $5,175, this feels like a $7,000 watch pretending to be affordable. If you value substance over status, this is a very hard watch to beat. The Omega Seamaster Diver 300M, $6,700. Here's what no one tells you after owning multiple dive watches. Specs start to matter more than logos. And the Seamaster Diver 300M is where things get uncomfortable. Because on paper and in reality, it over-delivers. That ceramic blue wave dial has depth, not printed but sculpted. The case at 42 millimeters wears surprisingly well, thanks to the curved lugs. You've got 300 meters of water resistance, a helium escape valve, and a build quality that feels engineered, not assembled. Inside is the coaxial master chronometer caliber 8800, METAS certified, anti-magnetic up to 15,000 Gauss. That's serious. At $6,700, this is competing directly with watches that cost significantly more. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Spec for spec, it beats them. The market just hasn't caught up. The Breitling Super Ocean Heritage B31, $6,800. Breitling went through an identity crisis and quietly came out stronger. The Super Ocean Heritage B31 is proof. This isn't a loud diver, it's refined, almost dressy. That mesh bracelet flows like liquid metal, wrapping the wrist in a way most bracelets simply can't. The dial is clean, minimal, almost vintage inspired. At 40 millimeters, it wears sleek, like a tuxedo with a scuba license. Inside is the new in-house B31 movement, robust, modern, and finally giving Breitling the mechanical credibility it deserves. The polishing, the finishing, the overall feel, it all punches above $6,800. The reason it's underpriced? The market hasn't fully forgiven Breitling's past yet, but the product, it's already moved on. The Grand Seiko SBGA 415 Taizetsu, $7,200. This is where watchmaking stops being mechanical and starts becoming poetic. The Taizetsu captures the stillness of deep winter and somehow puts it on your wrist. That textured dial isn't just visual, it feels alive under shifting light. The seconds hand doesn't tick, it glides. Smooth, continuous, almost hypnotic. That spring drive, powered by a mainspring, regulated electronically, accurate to about 1 second per day. Inside is the 9R65, one of the most unique movements in modern watchmaking. The case is titanium, lightweight, but finished to an absurd level. At $7,200, this shouldn't exist in this price bracket. The problem? People don't understand it. And what people don't understand, they undervalue. The Tudor Pelagos Ultra, $6,650. This is not a luxury watch pretending to be a tool. It's a tool that accidentally became luxurious. The Tudor Pelagos Ultra is pure function. Titanium case, matte finish, zero flash. Everything here is built for purpose. At 42mm, it wears light thanks to that titanium, but feels incredibly solid. You've got serious dive capability, a helium escape valve, and lume that practically glows like a flashlight. Inside is the MT5612, robust, COSC certified, built for reliability over romance. And that's the point. At $6,650, this isn't trying to impress anyone at dinner. It's for someone who values capability over compliments. Most people overlook it because it's too honest. That's exactly why it's underpriced. The Omega Aquaterra World Timer, $11,200. If you've ever looked at world timers from other brands, you'll notice something quickly. They get expensive, very expensive. Which is why the Omega Aquaterra World Timer feels almost suspicious at $11,200. That central dial, a miniature world map, isn't printed, it's detailed, layered, alive. Around it, the city ring tracks global time in a way that's actually usable. At 43mm, it has presence, but the Aquaterra case keeps it refined. Inside is the caliber 8938, coaxial, METAS-certified, anti-magnetic, beautifully finished. This is a serious complication watch disguised as an everyday piece. And that's where it wins. Because if you go elsewhere for this level of functionality, you're easily stepping into $15,000, $20,000 territory. This feels like a pricing oversight. The Rolex Datejust 41, $16,000. This might be the most controversial one on the list, but hear me out. The Rolex Datejust 41, especially with this mint green dial, sits at around $16,000, and most people stop there. Expensive. End of conversation. But here's what changes after you've owned watches in this range. Consistency matters. That dial catches light in a way that feels almost alive. The fluted bezel, the Jubilee bracelet, it's not just design, it's identity. At 41mm, it wears with presence, but never excess. Inside is the caliber 3235, precise, durable, and built for decades of use. And here's the part no one likes to say out loud. The market agrees with Rolex pricing. It holds, sometimes climbs. So yes, it's expensive, but underpriced? Relative to demand and longevity? Absolutely. So here's the real takeaway. Underpriced doesn't mean cheap. It means the market hasn't fully caught up to reality. And that's where smart collectors live. If you're about to spend your own money, this is the difference between buying something that feels good today and something that still feels right 5 years from now. Some of these watches are underpriced because of branding, others because they're too technical, and a few because the market just hasn't noticed yet. Now I'm curious, which one surprised you the most? And more importantly, which one do you think doesn't belong here? Let me know in the comments. If any of these watches have been quietly calling your name, I've linked them below through authorized dealers I trust. Full warranty, no games. It also helps support the channel. If you made it this far, please subscribe. And if you liked this video, you should watch this next one on the screen.